All right, guys, we're live right now. Welcome back to our podcast, and we're with two very special guests. We have Golam Projects and Dia Asaidi right here. So, before we begin, I know a lot of you guys know the speakers we have already, but for those who don't know, we're gonna start by introducing Golam first. So you could go ahead, introduce yourself, tell the viewers we have here about yourself.
So, my name is Golam Project. That's what they know me for. I make content. I do other things also. I'm here. I'm glad to be here to speak and talk about my journey.
All right, let's get a little bit deeper. Like, tell us about how old are you? You know, what got you started into filming content? You know, what started it? What ignited all this passion?
So, I'm 20 years old, and why I started making content because
go continue.
my life is it's like a movie. So of course I want to record it, just so I can look back at it. That's the main reason. I want to look back at what I do. It's a memory. That's why when I record, it's like a memory. But also I want to show the people my journey too. I want to show them what life I live, because it's different. It's different from everybody else's. Everybody has a different life. So that's why I want to show you guys my journey and how I go through this journey. And one thing I do want to say, it doesn't matter about what you go through, it matters about how you go through. Mm-hmm. So that's my message. It doesn't matter what journey I'm going through, it matters about how I'm going through this journey. That's one thing.
We had a lot of wise words said, I relate to that a lot. We're not in this world for a long time, so we're supposed to take care of our time, as he said, as a amana. Everything you do in life, at the end of the day, you're going to be held accountable in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's either good or bad, not really in the middle, so it's either good or bad. So I feel like that's why we have these two guests, very inspirational guests for the youth here. Their content that they're filming, everything, it just uplifts the ummah, and we know we need more people like this in the ummah as well. So without further ado, we're gonna go behind and ask my second question. I'll ask you guys what are some of the current projects or ideas that you're doing. I know for you, Golam, he started off. I met him in the neighborhood playing ball. We grew up together. Warzone, East New York, Ozone Park. So we go way back.
Yeah. So, your question was
projects you're doing currently right now.
Okay, any projects I'm currently doing. So, right now, I am recording this currently right now for my vlog. So you will be seeing all of this, okay? That's one thing. But the projects I have done, I've been roaming around New York, just showing the lifestyle of other people and just walking around, seeing what it feels like. Because people that aren't from New York want to come to New York. So I'm just showing a little taste of what it is. And another thing is, I did a big video I did was the Laza. I went to the Laza's.
Yeah, tell us more about Laza.
So right before the grand opening, I went to Laza. It's Astoria Stanway. I went over there just to go over there and try out the food. Then I met Moose over there, one of the owners. He also is big on in the content world. We linked up. We also did. I did a review for the whole store. So that was a great opportunity for me and for him because we both benefit off each other. So, and that's a good thing. Yeah. So we're both supporting each other. The food was amazing over there. I met another owner, Omar, one of my guys right there. He was very kind to let me actually create the food, the crepes and the kanafa, all of that stuff, which was amazing. I will go there again. I think everybody else should go over there and tell them Golam sent you, okay? So that's one of my biggest projects I have done. And also I do other stuff too. I get lit, vlogs, like the 4th of July. If you go to my YouTube, you're gonna load that vlog.
Yeah, they gotta subscribe, bro. They gotta subscribe.
I only have, I just started. That's what I want to say. I just started. But already I'm getting enough views for just starting off. Like I got over like in total combined off my Instagram and TikTok, like 50K views. So
That's impressive.
in 2 months, you know. So I'm just trying to stay consistent, show that I'm really, this is my world. I wanna be in this world. This is what I wanna do, and I'm not giving up. So that's most of the projects I have done, and the new projects, they keep coming. I'm in Philadelphia right now. You already know. The Muna Convention Center is my first time here. It's beautiful, it's amazing. Seeing the brothers, everybody, the family, the sisters, the brothers, it's amazing out here, you know? And I love this type of environment because it brings me up. Like, especially with this guy, Dia and Shapur,
Sure.
they like, I wanna be like them, like religiously, like very intelligent religiously. I really wanna build myself up like that. That's why I'm saying there's two different lives, you know? I'm a Muslim, but I'm still learning. I'm not the best, but I'm still learning. So when I look at these guys, I get motivated.
For all of us.
That's for all of us too.
Yeah, we're all trying to grow, become better versions of ourselves.
Yeah, so that was basically like the projects I'm working on that I worked on already.
That increases it. So people should be aware of such actions and intentions.
Definitely. I remember my first time going to Umrah, bro. The post-depression afterwards, bro, was a different feeling, bro. Golam, have you been to Umrah yet? Or?
Inshallah, one day.
Inshallah,
I was
inshallah.
always looking forward to it, you know. I feel like I want to vlog that too. Is it possible to vlog that?
Yeah, of course, but you gotta be kind of careful because like the security guards, they don't really like filming, you know.
I can bring one of those things.
You gotta be like, bro, they confiscated my my Ray-Bans, bro.
Really?
Like my friends, one of them, he was in Jeddah. Recently I seen in the news, like Jeddah airport now, they banned the Ray-Ban glasses, yeah.
Oh, so
you gotta be
that's what I
careful
was
about
saying.
that, yeah.
Is it possible to bring it inside?
You can still record on your phone and stuff, but you know, at the same time, like Umrah is like, it's between you and Allah, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
That's why a lot of people
That's why I
yeah.
say like, I don't know like if I really want to vlog that, but I do want to show the rest of the world,
course.
like what like the process and like how it is, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first time I go, I'm definitely just gonna focus on me, cause I do want, you know, it's between me and Allah, you know.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Now we gotta plan that trip with the boys, you know.
Yeah, I haven't gone. All of y'all went besides me
now
and my brother.
we know where to take you now, you know.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun time, inshallah. Now moving on from that, you know, like from what we just heard from Dia and Golam, like a hadith that comes to my mind is like, we heard this yesterday actually, and talk by Imam Ibrahim. He was saying the Prophet ﷺ, he said, "Min husni al-Islam al-mar'i tarkuhu ma la ya'nihi." That from the mannerisms of Islam is to leave off that does not concern you, you know. And I feel like now in today's day, with the media and everything, there's a lot of people who's hating on you. They have something to say. So tell us about that. If there's any challenges you ever faced, like with social media or backlash, like tell us more about that.
One thing is, when I look at hate, I look at I'm doing something right. If nobody's hating on you, you're not doing something right, you know? Why are people hating on you in the first place? Why are you hating on me because I'm making content?
Exactly.
So I don't understand that. Maybe if I do something controversial, maybe I understand. But if I'm not doing nothing wrong, which I don't do nothing wrong, what is their hate? But there's always gonna be negativity in this world, you know? But me, personally, I don't believe in hate. Like, you know, you can't just hate somebody. You might not like me, but you can never hate on me.
For sure.
You would never try to come to me, especially online. That's where most people hate each other because they're behind the screen.
Yeah.
They're not gonna in person tell you. They're not gonna tell you. They're just gonna think it in their brain like, who is this guy? He's weird, you know? But online, you're free-minded, you know? So when I think of hate, it's not real. It's only online.
Yeah.
Of hate is kind of is not something I'm really good at, but as time progresses, I try to understand that if I enjoy the content that I do, then it really doesn't matter what other people have to say, as long as I'm doing something that pleases Allah. I don't see anything wrong with it, but I'm still trying my best to do better in terms of pushing all that nonsense away and to not really think of what people have to say.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I feel like even in the audience, there's a lot of people who's trying to start a business or social media or a platform, and you might have friends or people who's trying to like hold you back, and just don't take that negativity. Do what you want to do what you're passionate about, and the hater, they're always gonna talk at the end of the day. You doing your own work is gonna speak for you. So with that going forward, the next question I have for you guys are, where do you guys see yourself in the next couple of years?
Where do I see myself in the next couple of years? I already can tell. I always have this, like, I don't want to share it. No, actually, I could share it. I want to say that I'm be on stage winning an award or something, for something great I did. And I'm giving a speech like this. That's one thing I see myself in a few years. Definitely successful with my content, successful with my business, and successful in life in general. I'm 20 years old, but I feel like my time is running out. I need to work hard, That's how I feel. So that's where I see myself in a few years.
Something simple, not. I've had enough headaches.
What about like your business, your like success in general?
Look,
Yeah, this guy is very humble, bro. Tell us about your businesses. You got he opened up. He got his TikTok right now. He got the Umrah company. He's about to graduate, inshallah. He got the.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah.
5%
From
Yeah.
from
Tell us.
from
The
from
audience
a
wants
young
to know.
age, my father has installed on me like the business thing. As a Yemeni working in delis, it's in the blood. So like since I was 10, I've been working in the deli. So I've gained my share amount of money and experiences and how to manage things and to financially manage stuff. But if you're in the thing so long, like it becomes, a lot of things in the dunya are just temporary satisfaction. I see a lot of people my age try to get tips, or they want to start their own business, and you see the enthusiasm, and they want to do it, and I'm happy for them. It's you experience life, and they're at an age where they want to start their own business. But because I had to install that from such a young age and sacrifice a lot of my childhood and doing all what a child usually does, playing a sport, hanging out with friends, sacrificing that for business. In the beginning, it was all nice, knowing that you had more than a lot of your classmates or whatever, and buying people lunch. That was all cool stuff. But as you grow, you understand that at the end of the day, if you live by your means and you live by very if you're able to eat and you're able to have shelter at the end of the night, and you're able to sleep comfortably, and if you have family and you're able to take care of them and their health, that's all that matters, honestly. I really don't care for the extravagant stuff and the cars and the houses. That's not something I would like to live in the future, because it comes with a lot of headaches. Maybe in the beginning, if you buy that new car, it's all nice and you have fun with it and you race with it for a couple of days. But then after a while, it becomes more of a liability upon you. It's going to break down, you're going to have to fix it, and parking and stuff like that, especially if you live in New York City. And that says a lot about other things. But I feel like like it says in Surah Al-Kahf, المال والبنون زينة الحياة الدنيا. So if you have children and you make your halal income and you're able to enjoy it, but enjoy it in ways where you're maybe traveling, seeing the creation of Allah, traveling in different places in the world, seeing different landscapes. That's what I want to use my money as. If I would have a lot of money, I would use that for that sake. Subhanallah. Yeah, think about that ayah. I haven't read Surah Al-Kahf yet. Yo.
I do want to say one more thing. When I see myself in a few years, when it talks about like success of life, I'm not really talking about
Golam.
materialistic things.
Can you hear us? Yeah, go ahead.
So when I talk about my life, of success, I don't really care about materialistic things or something like that, because that's not happiness. I mean, temporarily,
Yeah.
but permanently, no. When I talk about success, it's talking about getting my family, my mother, my father, like in a better environment,
Of course.
house, having a family, having a big family. You know, that's success to me. Like coming from a small family, all my family members, I don't even know, like, I don't have any cousins out here, uncles.
How many kids do you want?
How many kids I want?
Yeah.
Like, respectfully, like, I'm being so realistic. I'm sorry to my wife. I want like 7, 8 kids. No, for real, because I want a big family. Because out of all those 7 kids, they're gonna build up my family and my reputation, and have even bigger families, you know. So that's why I want to have a big family, you know.
End of the day, you know, the money is gonna leave you. It's not gonna follow you to the grave. The fame you have is not gonna be with you. You know, you're gonna be by yourself. You know, nafsi, nafsi, by yourself. And that's why it's important to be around people who hold you accountable. You know, and Allah, you know, like Allah Subhanahu wa Taala, He says, وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَتَاعُ الْغُرُورِ. You know, like this life is like a blinking of an eye. You know, the enjoyments, everything you have is temporary. So, with that being said, any last tips you can leave to the viewers? Any last message that you guys have? Yeah.
You know, one last tip I have to say, and last message, I hope you all are seeing this and getting something out of it instead of just watching it and just listening. I want you to listen and like find meaning to whatever we say, you know, because wealth is knowledge, okay? That's one thing I say. Wealth is knowledge. Wealth is not money. Wealth is not cars and, you know, girls and this stuff. Wealth is knowledge, because how are you going to know how to get money? You need knowledge. How are you going to learn how to do stuff? You need
Everything
knowledge.
requires knowledge, you know.
How are you going to learn to read and learn Islam?
Yeah.
You need to seek knowledge. That's one thing I say. Wealth is knowledge. That's my biggest message I ever tell myself and to everybody else. Wealth is knowledge, okay?
Beautiful,
Seek knowledge.
Beautiful message.
Like Brother Golam said, seek that knowledge. You know, absorb as much as you can. No matter how old you get, just continue to absorb. You know, and just be selfish. Be selfish. Anything you can learn from anybody, any topic, anything that is beneficial for you, business, ilm, in terms of Islam, ilm, whatever your major is, any studies that you like, just absorb from professors, absorb from friends, just try to take as much as possible, because you know, when you're, you know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala could take away your money, can take away everything from you in a blink of an eye. He can make you sick. He can, you know, almost all of our prophets had something taken away from them, and you know, the only thing that kept them together is the ilm that they had, is the knowledge, is the patience, is the way they strived for themselves, is what that kept them together. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala one day takes away anything from you, the only thing you're going to keep is your knowledge, and you could build yourself way back up. And while you have that knowledge, make sure you always have that humility in your heart. You're no better than anybody else. You know, you're learning the same way somebody else might be learning, and you're growing the same way somebody else might be growing. So don't take it for an advantage. Don't take it to heart, and don't take it to your latest of capabilities. Always make sure that you strive for the best, and to stay humble no matter how much you have, because at the end of the day, you know, you are in a position somebody would love to be in, and you're also in a position where somebody already has been, and so, you know, you're no better than anybody else, and you're trying to learn and grow as much as possible. So continue to do that with the most humblest of hearts, and do not have any kind of arrogance, because the heart with even an atom of arrogance in their heart is not able to enter Jannah. and you do not want to lose such a reward, because that's the main goal at the end.
With that being said, we're going to have a little recitation at the end if any of you guys want to recite anything from the Quran.
ألم تر إلى الملأ من بني إسرائيل من بعد موسى إذ قالوا لنبيا له مبعث لنا ملكا إذ قالوا لنبيا نبعث لنا القتال تولوا إلا قليلا منهم والله عليم بالظالمين.
MashaAllah. With that being said, it was a pleasure having our two guests here today. You can find them online. There will be links in the description for their channels. Make sure you go follow them, like, comment, subscribe, and tune in for our next podcast.
And subscribe to me on my YouTube, Golam Project. Follow him on TikTok.
Jazakumullah. Follow me on TikTok, whatever. They got like 5 different usernames. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam.